know it just by looking at it. How could you? The hustle and bustle of downtown Portland drowning out the truth, buried here, somewhere on the corner of 3rd and Burnside.
There's lots of dead bodies. Sometimes they're listed as accidents, sometimes they never even identified them.
Decades-old secrets shrouded in murder, crimes even detectives have yet to solve.
It's still a really controversial case.
But even the deepest of secrets always seem to find their way to the surface, and J.B. Fisher is the man looking to expose them.
Driving along there now, every time, I can't not think about what was there and how things were.
Fisher is no detective. It's almost as if the mystery on 3rd and Burnside was calling to him.
Sort of surprising number of coincidences enabled me to find my way to all this.
The Portland Community College professor found newspaper clippings from the 1940s hidden in his old garage.
They were in really good shape and kind of underneath a piece of wood under the top of the water heater, and it did kind of seem like there was some reason for them to be there.
There it was in black and white, clues that hint at what happened way back when. Men tortured and killed, plucked from the intersection of 3rd and Burnside. A woman raped and murdered. Their bodies discovered in remote locations, their killers never found.
It really is like going back in time.
Captivated by what he stumbled upon, Fisher was relentless in his research. Always looking for clues, new leads.
A lot of this stuff is certainly not, on the internet to Google and find out about.
And through all that research,
Pierre Schultz,
J.B. Fisher,
Roman Podlas,
would soon meet his match,
Joanne Dewey,
J.D. Chandler, a historian deeply intrigued with murder.
Looking at the murder gives you a lot of information about the way people lived.
Together, the two began researching the case, scouring through just about anything ever printed or photographed about the unsolved murders of Pierre Schultz, Roman Podlas, and Joanne Dewey.
A combination of luck and obsession, I'd say.
And what they began unraveling was a tangled web of corruption.
The theory is that Schultz was killed because he was blackmailing somebody powerful. Podlas was killed because he knew about Schultz's murder. Dewey was killed because she knew about both of them.
Then, perhaps their biggest break yet, they hunted down the files of the original detective assigned to the case, Walter Graven.
It was very exciting.
And oh, what they revealed.
It's amazing.
Personal notebooks, intimate information, all of Walter Graven's original leads from the investigation now at their fingertips.
Many of them are kind of just sort of piled in here, and there are all kinds of treasures in here.
A wealth of information from another time.
Detective Graven had some suspects. At this point, I don't think we're going to say X is the killer. I don't think it's possible to say that after this much time.
And then one final note found at the very bottom of the pile, addressed to then Sheriff Terry Shrunk, reveals perhaps why the case was never solved. Graven writing Shrunk to be relieved of his assignment, saying his superiors were deliberately ignoring evidence.
He made very clear in a lot of his efforts that he was hitting walls.
Now it's up to one historian and one professor to try to finish the job more than 6 decades later.
My training is in Renaissance literature and Shakespeare. And it turns out this is almost as Shakespearean as Shakespeare. And
two men from a different era with guidance from Walter Graven using signs hidden in Portland to unravel a mystery.
I feel like Walter Graven left all this behind to basically have someone finish the job that he couldn't do. So really, for me, it's about fulfilling that for his family and his legacy.